Hi. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this channel we talk about top 10 lists.
A jolt and then you'll die.
Please press the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Press like and leave a comment down below. Now just sit back and enjoy the video. In today's video we talk about top 10 rare quirks found in nature. The normal world features a few hiccups. From stacked trees to square oceans, that comes about can be abnormal. In any case, now and then, the characteristics in nature advance due to survival. It is the reason why America incorporates a goldfish torment and an terminated winged creature made a comeback. A few peculiarities stay secretive, like ocean life caught in golden and the night a climate group followed something tremendous until it vanished. Number 10. Beluga narwhal hybrids. Amid the 1980s, an Inuit seeker shot 3 whales in Greenland. One sank from his reach. The other's remains were cleared out on the shoreline and in the long run washed absent. The man kept the cranium of the third. He was confounded by the animals. They were unfamiliar, with gray bodies, abnormally sideways teeth, blades like belugas, and tails like narwhals. The perplexity spread to the logical world when a going-to analyst brought the cranium back to a historical center in Denmark. No one had seen anything like it, and in spite of the fact that a beluga narwhal crossbreed was suspected, it may not be demonstrated. As of late, researchers depended on cutting-edge investigate strategies to discover the reply. They extricated DNA from the teeth and found that their forerunners were just. The qualities uncovered that the animal was male with a narwhal mother and a beluga father. It needed the unicorn-like tusk of male narwhals, its head was greater than both its guardians, and chemical investigation appeared that it had a diverse slimmed down. Maybe due to its bizarre teeth, this animal scavenged at the foot of the ocean whereas belugas and narwhals never do. Number 9. Blue-eyed coyotes. Coyotes see at the world with brilliant brown eyes. For this reason, it came as a stun when 5 coyotes in California turned up with puncturing blue eyes. When the photographic proof was appeared to specialists of eye color and natural life, no one had seen anything like it. 2 of the creatures jogged around in Point Reyes whereas the rest lived in Santa Cruz and Sacramento. In wild creatures, eye color remains steady. This exceptional alter is still unsolved, but at slightest analysts have ruled out mediate with mutts. Household pooches some of the time have blue eyes, and they do have puppies with coyotes. In any case, these crossbreeds have unmistakable faces and coat colors but never blue eyes. A hereditary transformation is more likely. The doubt is that a single coyote was born with blue eyes a couple of generations ago and the California 5 may well be this animal's relatives. Number 8. Goldfish invasion. In 2019, a goldfish was pulled from the Niagara Stream in unused York. At 36 centimeters, 14 in, long, it was gigantic. The animal, which may have been a deserted pet, was not the greatest to be captured within the U.S. wild. In 2013, California's Lake Tahoe delivered a 61 centimeter long, 24 in, goldfish weighing 2 kilograms. It's not clear how this part of the carp family got into the conduits as they are local to Asia. In any case, angle that were flushed down the can or wrongfully discharged as well as goldfish getting away from snare buckets must all have contributed to the developing issue. They are tough, breed productively, and regularly outcompete local species. As distant as anybody can tell, this prevalent aquarium angle is presently a genuine obtrusive species that was to begin with taken note in modern York's conduits in 1842. The orange dormant spread, and nowadays, the incredible lakes swell with tens of millions of goldfish. Number 7. Three-eyed snake. The officers suspected that he had 2 heads which had intertwined together amid advancement. Be that as it may, the pictures clearly appeared that this was not the case. Instead, Monty had 1 cranium with 3 eye attachments. Indeed, more astoundingly, the eyeball appeared to work. For this to happen, the python had to develop an additional optic nerve and experience major changes to the brain, likely whereas Monty was still an embryo. Although he in the long run passed on at 2 months ancient, it was still longer than most snakes born with bone distortions. They as a rule die inside days. In Monty's case, his irregular cranium made eating troublesome, which may have contributed to his passing. Number 6. The bug blob. One night in 2019, a meteorologist in California taken note of a blip on the radar. It shone that something gigantic was moving over San Bernardino province, which was confounding. The disc was assumed to be clear and free of radar blobs like rain and rainstorms. Anything it was, it measured 130 kilometers, 80 miles, by 130 kilometers, 80 miles. The group dispatched individuals on the ground to have a see the old-fashioned way, with their eyes. They found no rain in spite of the radar appearing that the mass comprised of raindrop-sized objects. Instead, there was a swarm of ladybugs. In spite of the fact that it was within the right put, the cloud of creepy crawlies did not coordinate their puzzling blob size. Indeed, in spite of the fact that the most mass of the swarm possessed a range of fair 16 kilometers, 10 miles, over, the ground spotters concluded that the creepy crawlies were responsible. Several biologists and creepy crawl specialists did not concur, but they were astounded that so numerous ladybugs had assembled when their numbers were gathered to be moo. The reason for the mass movement remains unsolved. The blob too vanished from the radar, taking any clarifications with it. Number 5. A blonde zebra. In 2019, Sergio Pitamitz held up close a watering gap in Tanzania's Serengeti National Stop. The natural life picture taker needed pictures of relocating zebras. When he taken note a pale zebra arrive with its crowd, Pitamitz thought the creature was fair dusty. In any case, when it entered the water and the dust remained, he knew he was looking at something special. So-called blonde zebras stay a puzzle. Whereas they exist in confinement, these suspected albinos were a rumor within the wild until the Pitamitz photos. The greatly uncommon condition is thought to be halfway albinism, coming about in pale yellow stripes and manes. Captive zebras are touchy, making hereditary tests troublesome. But in this way distant, the blonde creatures carry on like ordinary black and white zebras. They are completely acknowledged by their groups, with whom they bond and indeed duplicate. As the example in Tanzania demonstrated, they can moreover survive into adulthood within the wild. As analysts cannot concur around the reason for zebra stripes, they don't however know in case yellow zebras confront any extraordinary challenges sense of their condition. Number 4. A tree on a tree. Settled between the towns of Casorzo and Grano within the Monte locale of Italy stands a common peculiarity. Local people call it the Bialbero di Casorzo. It may be a cherry tree standing on a mulberry tree. The last mentioned is an ancient, gnarly client, and the cherry's development had to some degree straightened the mulberry's crown. This wonder calls the top tree an epiphyte. Such travelers are not parasitic and don't bolster on the tree underneath. Instead, they get their vitality from the sun, the rain, and the flotsam and jetsam encompassing their roots. What makes the cherry tree so unordinary is its great looks. Ordinarily, epiphytes are short-lived and hindered since they battle to urge the supplements they need. The cherry tree is completely developed and good-looking with well-being, taking after its brethren they develop on arrive. Its roots likely wound down the mulberry's empty trunk and developed into the soil underneath. It remains a secret as to how the two trees consolidated. The foremost conceivable hypothesis recommends that a feathered creature dropped a cherry pip onto the mulberry. Number 3. Sea life in amber. Myanmar golden from Asia is the Rolls-Royce of golden. It regularly produces uncommon fossils from 100 million a long time prior that see like they passed on some seconds prior. In 2019, a chunk of Myanmar golden outflanked each desire. Until at that point, all the fossils had been arrive animals. Be that as it may, this one contained ocean life. Scarcely as long as somebody's thumb, the chunk was stuffed with 36 arrive species. They included bugs, insects, and creepy crawlies. This was as of now an astounding concentration of living beings. From the sea, there were 4 snails, a marine ammonite, and up to 7 tidal isopods. There were 2 grains of shoreline sand. Golden shapes from tree gum, something that will never cement submerged. By one means or another, the ocean animals got caught with the other species on arrive. A few of the shells were disintegrated, and none had delicate tissues. This proposed that the seabits had long since kicked the bucket by the time they finished up within the pine woodland. In spite of the fact that a tidal wave seemed to have carried them into the timberland, it was more likely that the trees were near to the shoreline and dropped tar onto the sand, capturing both arrive animals and the ancient shells. Number 2. A bird that evolved wise. No one knows why the fowls cleared out Madagascar. This antiquated movement finished when the white-throated rails found an unused domestic among the Seychelles Islands. They landed on a reef called the Aldabra Atoll, a circular safe house free of predators. As time went by, the serene presence caused the fowls to lose their capacity to fly. Around 136,000 a long time prior, surges overwhelmed the atoll and the flightless rails got to be terminated. For 36,000 a long time, the reef remained submerged. But as an ice age arrived and water levels dropped, the atoll re-emerged. Unimaginably, at some point afterward, the same thing happened. White-throated rails cleared out Madagascar, landed on Aldabra, and advanced to be flightless, thousands of a long time after the primary clutch. For a single species to advance in an indistinguishable way twice and autonomously is known as iterative evolution. The wonder is uncommon, and the fossils from the reef stay interesting. Number 1. Square waves. A cross sea is an extraordinary locate. This uncommon marvel appears to break the rules on how waves work. Rather than rolling in one heading or toward the shore, a cross ocean looks like some person took a right and drew squares on the water. The squares are shaped by waves coming from distinctive bearings. For occasion, one set of waves takes after the ordinary drag toward the shore, but a solid wind makes an additional set of waves going against them. This shapes the superbly square design. As enchanting because it shows up, a cross ocean is perilous. 2 contradicting swells hitting a swimmer or watercraft can be perilously destabilizing. Another calculate making the waves dangerous is that they can show up inside minutes. More awful, they frequently coincide with tier tides. The last mentioned are capable streams that few swimmers are able to elude. To best it off, a cross ocean is more likely to create close shallow coastal ranges where individuals swim, surf, and appreciate the day in little watercrafts. That is the last item on the list. So this video is going to end. Please press the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell and press the like button if you enjoyed. Leave a comment about a video idea. Be safe out there. Bye.
A jolt and then you'll die.